All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us for this info session for the First Gen Alumni Network. My name is Justin Seiler, and I'm the Assistant Director of Affinity Programs here with UCLA Alumni, and I am the staff liaison to the First Gen Alumni Network. And on behalf of my boss, Sia Ford, and our Associate Vice Chancellor for Alumni Affairs, Julie Sina, and all of us here at UCLA Alumni, just wanted to say congratulations to the class of 2020. We're so proud of all of our graduates and so happy you're all in the alumni family, especially our first gen graduates. And this info session will be presented by the board of the First Gen Alumni Network, who are all here. Thank you all for being here. And if you have any questions during the session, feel free to send them in the chat, and we will address them at the end if we have time. So with that, I will pass it over to Diego.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I know folks are trickling in, so we'll get started in the next minute or so. But wanted to thank everyone for joining us. Really, really excited. Congratulations on your graduation. It's such a huge milestone. I remember when I graduated in 2012, being the first in my family to do so. It was such an incredible moment, not only for me, but why I was doing why I went to UCLA, and the reason was just really to continue to pave the way for folks in my family to do the same. And thankfully, my sister is now fourth year at UCLA, and my brother just finished his bachelor's in business. So was the first, but definitely not the last. And the goal is for all of us to continue paving the way for folks to come. So really, really excited that you're joining us today. Such a privilege and so honored. But once again, congratulations. And we'll just wait a little bit and then we'll get started. All righty. I think we're pretty much good to go. Hi, everyone. My name is Diego. I serve as the president of the UCLA First Gen Alumni Association. Like I mentioned, it is so exciting to be able to have you with us today. Since 2017, we've been doing a lot of incredible work really to build the infrastructure of the UCLA First Gen Alumni Association. I get to work with an incredible board, committed individuals that show up day in and day out to really support first gen students on and off campus and our alumni. We are an entire community on campus and off campus. So excited to be able to do this work with them. Like I mentioned, congratulations on your graduation. So excited for y'all. I know we haven't personally met, but I know how exciting and how incredible this moment is. So congratulations on behalf of the board. They'll have an opportunity to introduce themselves. But I also wanted to take the time, to say thank you for joining us. I know it's an incredible, exciting moment for everyone in terms of graduation, but then also a very challenging moment that we find ourselves in, right? The fight for racial justice with the backdrop of a global pandemic and how it has disproportionately impacted communities of color, especially like brown and Black folks. So want to acknowledge and honor the lives of everyone that we have lost to police violence and to this global pandemic. We at the UCLA First Gen Alumni Association released a statement that we stand with Black lives and that our work will be centered in racial justice and our commitment to ensuring that everyone at UCLA and post-graduation has access to opportunity and justice. So with that, thank you for joining us. And we'll get started with the agenda. So if we could switch over, just wanted to give a brief overview of pretty much how today will look like. Welcome. We'll do introductions by the board. We'll cover why you should join the First Gen Alumni Network, and then also provide an overview of our work. as well as some testimonials, and then we'll do a closing. So if you have any questions at any point, please feel free to drop them in the chat box. We'll be responding to that as well. So please feel free to see this as a conversation. But then also a reminder, it's a 30-minute presentation, so we'll just try to be as concise as possible. And we are always available post this webinar, so feel free to reach out and we'll share how to do so as we move along. So I'll switch it over to Jacqueline to kick us off with the introduction.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Espinoza. I serve as the Vice President. I graduated in 2014 with a bachelor's in political science, Chicano studies, and a minor in labor and workplace studies. And I currently work at UCLA Government and Community Relations, supporting the federal team.
Hello, and I'm Anna Esquivel, and I graduated in the class of 1988 with a degree in sociology. And I am currently the treasurer of the First Gen Alumni Network. And I work with UCLA Health on the IT side. So welcome. Oh, you're muted, Shanine.
Hi everyone, my name is Shanini Jaimes. I'm class of 2014. I currently serve as a communications director for the First Gen Alumni Network, and I work as a legal assistant at the Central American Resource Center. Valerie?
Hi, everyone. Sorry, Justin needed to unmute me for a sec. Welcome. I'm Valerie Pop. I'm the new secretary of the board of FGAN, and I'm class of 2012. I graduated with my PhD in English literature. Right now, I work here in New York City as the senior program officer for the American Council of Learned Societies, which is a big funder of humanities research in higher ed. So glad to be here with all of you.
Awesome, just yeah, cool. I think Shanini, you're on mute.
Oh, hi. Hi, everyone. So we are the first and only alumni network in the UC system serving first gen graduates. And I do believe that first gen is such a special identity, not only because we should be very proud of ourselves for being the first generation to attend a four-year college, but also because it does present certain challenges and different questions, right? So I do believe it's important to belong to a network that can help build community and resources, mentorship. So I believe that's one of the many benefits of joining an alumni network. And a fun fact about me is I love to take photos of flowers.
Awesome. And then, you know, just to elaborate, I think, you know, I think it's really incredible to be able to have Valerie on the board. She is based out of New York. So we have a very intentional approach as the board as well to really create an alumni network that is representative of not only folks in LA and California, but really where folks are from, right, from across the country. And we strive to really lead a lot of professional development work to continue that work, not only with undergrads, but as we graduate as alumni, how do we continue really building a network? And then Shanini, if you don't mind talking about, you know, ways of that we build community support and stay connected to UCLA.
Yeah, sure. So the UCLA First Gen Alumni Network participates in Volunteer Day. So we do give back to local high schools, and that's such a great event where you connect with Bruins from all walks of life. And we've been able to have that event twice in a row. We also participate on Bruin Day to welcome First Gen Bruins, and, you know, sort of acknowledge that identity that will definitely bring challenges, but it's also, you know, we can build a network to address any sort of questions and concerns that, you know, we as a network can have. So I think that's very important.
We can go on to the next slide.
Okay. So now for a brief overview of what the First Generation Network is, and I know Shanini just touched upon some of those. But, you know, we're a network that serves alumni from all backgrounds. We want to be very inclusive, make sure we represent all ages, ethnicities, and it's focused on alumni who are the first in their family to have graduated from a four-year U.S. College. So in the Alumni Network, you know, we strive to promote awareness and education of the first generation identity. We want to welcome, congratulate you, advise you, provide mentorship. You know, we try to focus on first generation so that you have a group of people to go to that understand where you're coming from and some of the struggles to get through a four-year college. So we're here to support also current first gen students through scholarships. We advocate on your behalf, and we want to foster connections with other alumni as well and be representative of the UCLA community. Next slide. And I know, Shanine, you also touched upon some of the benefits. So one of the biggest benefits is that you get to connect with over 6,000 first generation alumni professionals. So some of you may have questions like, what do I do now? And especially now that, you know, that we're quarantined, we don't have access to go out and visit and interact, but we have a network that you can reach out to help guide you if you have questions on different professions and how do I get there, how do I connect? And also, you know, we connect with not only just graduates in the bachelor program, but also in graduate school. You know, for those of you thinking of going to graduate school, you can reach out to anyone in the network as well. So next slide. And I know, Shanine, you touched upon some of the volunteer work, some of the work that we do in the community. So that's another benefit with the program. Not only do, you know, we serve us within the network, but we also go out into the communities to help support them as well. And then there are events that we put on or we get invited to, other programs, workshops tailored to supporting you as first gen alumni.
All right, so for scholarships, we're dedicated to providing scholarships for first gen students so they can fully embrace their UCLA experience and graduate with little or no debt. We want to make higher education as accessible to our community. We actually had an alumni who donated a foundational gift of $5,000 that we hope to build on with the Spark campaign later this year. Next slide, please. So as mentioned, some of our events, I'm going to go over some of our events that we do and our signature events. So we hope to do a virtual bingo night on July 16th. Add it to your calendar. We're hoping to create community, have a space just to relax, right? There's a lot going on in the world and self-care is very important. We also plan on having a first gen career workshop at the end of July, early August. We hope you all can attend. We will cover resumes and cover letters among other important things because the first gen identity doesn't end once you finish college, right? You also become a first gen professional, and navigating that space is also something that you may not know how to do. We also do a new Bruin send-off in September. This is an event where incoming students who have been accepted to UCLA, we celebrate them, and this is usually one of their first experience with UCLA. So it's really special and they get to connect with alumni as well. Some of our signature events include a first gen courting ceremony. Unfortunately, this year we weren't able to do it because of some freezes, and we hope to continue that in the coming years. We also do the first gen networking night and volunteer day. Next slide.
Okay, so it wouldn't be a good information session without some testimonials from people who are part of the FGAN network. To take one quote from someone who's part of our community, UCLA first generation scholars and alumni are transformative leaders on campus, in the community, and across the world. I'm part of the UCLA First Gen Alumni Network because of its ability to channel the collective energy of alumni through community engagement, career development, mentorship, and the development of resources. Another first gen says, being first generation doesn't stop after college. That is so the truth. Navigating the professional real world and learning that hidden curriculum, one of many, is something that we must also master. As first generation alumni, we have the unique ability and power to provide feedback to institutions to ensure that their practices are inclusive and accessible, and that they prepare the large undergraduate population who identify as first gen for career success. And our last one, I'm proud to participate in a thriving community that aims to empower first generation alumni. Our goal is to share knowledge through community for first generation alumni to successfully navigate postgraduate life. And in an off-slide one, Dustin asked me to share a little bit about why I do this work and why I joined the board. And I guess the quick answer is that I keep a Toni Morrison quote up on my board. And it basically says that your job is that if you are free, you have to free somebody else. And if you have a bit of power, then it's your job to empower somebody else. And I think that's a really important reason why I do this work with my wonderful colleagues on the board. And I want to be of service to the current first gen community at UCLA to make sure that you all have the skills and the networks to thrive in your post-campus journeys. So.
Thank you for that. And, you know, we're reaching the last bit of our presentation, but I also want to share that, you know, since 2017, we've really been growing as a board, thinking of positions on the board that we can bring on to really amplify our work, to build our infrastructure, and really imagine what a world could look like in supporting first-gen students. We are the first in the UCS, as we mentioned, and the goal is always to not be the last, right? But to really serve as a model and as a springboard so that other first-gen alumni networks and associations can line up across the UC system. I think with that, you know, we want to invite you to join our alumni network. I think the more voices that we can have and the more engaged folks with all walks of life, I think the stronger we are. And the more informed we are as a community. I get to work with everyone on the board, and honestly, just want to say thank you to the board. I am so deeply humbled for your leadership and everything that you do day in and day out, because we know that it's not about us. It's about the next generation of folks that are going to be coming and their ability to have access to an educational system that is affordable and accessible and that really provides opportunity. And I am excited to be part of this work, and I would encourage you to join us. And I think we might have, if everyone's okay, maybe like 5 minutes for a question or two. If there's anyone in the audience that would like to ask a question, I believe you can raise your hand, and we'll make sure to engage in a conversation before we officially wrap up. Okay, so I think we have a question, a question from Cheryl. So ask to unmute. Did that work?
Oh, I didn't know I was asking a question. I think I raised my hand earlier just to say, hey, all right, we're here, yay. But no, I don't have any questions. I think what you're doing is amazing, and thank you for always including me.
Awesome, thank you for that.
We have a couple questions now. How do we get involved on the board in the near future?
Fantastic. That's actually our last slide that Shanini will cover. And before we go there, if anyone has any other questions, so we just want to make sure that we cover that as well.
Hi, everyone. Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting?
No, you're good. It doesn't
Okay,
seem like we have any immediate questions, so yeah.
Yes, okay. I did ask something on the chat. Didn't you see it?
Oh, yeah. Is there an association of first-gen grads? Do you mean like people from graduate school?
Yeah, graduate students. Like, I think that I was in the wrong thing. I was looking for first gen associations like yours, but then I didn't realize that it was for undergrads, and I'm a grad, so I was just wondering.
So yeah, to elaborate on that, there is some, I believe, infrastructure on the UCLA campus to support first generation alumni. So we are very, very excited to have Valerie on the board as well, given her expertise in working with institutions of higher education. So as a board member, she'll also be supporting with graduate school in student engagement. And then just continuing to really create that intergenerational and just like multifaceted approach to our work. As I mentioned, we are in a point of growth, so there's any opportunities for you to lend your expertise in how that, how that could also look like for us as a network. We invite you to join us in that process as well. We do have official board positions, but in the next couple of weeks, we'll also be launching committees for folks to get engaged with us. So there will be ample opportunity to see what does mentorship look like? What does mentorship look like? How do scholarships, how does fundraising work? How does community engagement work? All of those things will be available hands-on. But yes, we encourage anyone from undergrad and graduate school who are alumni to participate, but then also folks that are currently in graduate school to really build that support for alumni across the board.
I wanted to elaborate on that. UCLA actually is very inclusive, and they also include people who have gotten certificates from UCLA Extension. They're also considered alumni. So if you know anyone who identifies as a first generation student and they did a certificate, they're also welcome to join our board as well as graduate students.
Awesome. So we'll stay in touch, but I want to switch it over to Shanini to really, close this up.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So it's free to join our alumni network. You can go ahead and email firstgen@alumni.ucla.edu and we'll get you connected. We've also launched our social media pages, which I try to update. And so we have a Facebook profile, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you can see the handles below, feel free to join us. We'll be constantly updating when we have new events, flyers, webinars. So check us out. And also feel free to join the FGAN group on UCLA One, and the link is provided right there below.
And in case people don't know what UCLA One, it's UCLA's equivalent of LinkedIn, and you can get paired up with a mentor or femtor on there.
And I just want to say that the First Gen group is once again leading the way in UCLA One. We have by far the biggest group on the platform. We have 4,300 members. I just checked yesterday. So we have a very, very large group of people who want to help you succeed personally and professionally. And so definitely join. It's a great community.
And I see, if folks aren't tuned into Cheryl's video, she has pom-poms and a UCLA A-clap background. So just want to give a huge shout out and say, yes, that is the spirit that we love through the First Gen Alumni Network. But once again, thank you for your time. We really, really appreciate it. I think right now as First Gen folks, right, there's an opportunity for us to lead and really serve as a model for folks to come across the UC system. We are deeply committed to building the community on campus, but off campus. And like one of my colleagues mentioned, being First Gen is not something that you take off once you graduate. It's something that you carry with you throughout your life. And we are proud products of UCLA, and we are proud to identify as First Gen and to continue building that work across the UC system. So keep your pom-poms up, love it, appreciate it. Thank you all so much for your energy. On behalf of the board, thank you, and stay in touch, and we'll make sure to follow up with all the events that we have coming up. So there will be opportunities to stay in touch. If any board members want to say any closing statements, please feel free to do so. If not, then we'll wrap up.
I just want to say welcome to all of you who joined us here today, and we look forward to hearing more from you. And reach out, any questions that you have, don't be shy. We're here to help you. And if we can't answer it, we'll try to find you the right person to connect you with.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this informational. And I just want to say welcome to the network, and we're looking forward to growing and building with you all.
I wanted to say congratulations to all of you. It's wonderful that you're here, and we can't wait to work with you to help you out and to be part of your community.
Right. Thank you, everyone, so much. Thank you to the
Congrats,
board
everyone.
for the presentation. Thank you. Congratulations.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank
We're
you.
out? Okay, that's it, 30 minutes, okay.